welcome to the Film Rescue Show. I am your Pitchmaster General, Seth. I am joined, as always, by the professional cynic, Jesse. Jesse, thank you for dumping toxic hot acid into your eyes for 90 minutes.
Fuck you. Not no sarcasm at all. Like, absolute. I know every season we have to have one trash fire. Would this one have to be this goddamn bland? Just seriously, absolutely fuck you. This is on you, man. You chose this one.
I did. I will shoulder this one entirely. This is my fault. Our horror Hope is here as well. Hope, same to you. Thank you so much for knocking this one back and dumping it into your brain. We can clear it out in an hour once this episode's done.
So usually when we watch these films, I usually come home from work at like anywhere between like 5 and 8 in the morning. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch a movie and then I'll go to bed. Well, take a nap, whatever. And this one I like fell asleep during like 5 times while trying to watch.
Same.
And I'm like, I normally can stay awake after work. What the hell? I was like, I found my new sleep meds now. So
yeah, I don't think any of us watched this in a single sitting.
And it's only 90 minutes. You know how I love a tight 90 minutes? Oh man,
this should have been a half hour.
Yeah, but, God, Jesus,
it could have been. Yeah, we're talking about Artemis Fowl, directed by Kenneth Branagh.
How is this one of those instances of one for them, one for me? What did he do after this?
Belfast.
Was it the Haunting in Venice or Death on the Nile? Was it one of those?
Both of those are post Artemis Fowl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe this is just an instance of he got paid a lot of money and put it into the production budgets of those two movies.
Yeah, it's Disney money, so.
Well, it's Disney's the reason he's here. He had a 3-film contract with them.
Oh.
For Thor, and then broke contract to get away from Thor because no one liked Dark World.
Oh.
And so he had more Disney movies he had to complete in his contract.
So what was the second one then?
This is the second one.
Oh, so he has one more. Oh no.
Cinderella. I think Cinderella was the second one.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So it was literally just a please let me go.
Yes. And you can tell because I don't think the man read the book.
I don't even think anybody even cared.
I think he got the screenplay. I don't even think he read the book. I read the book for this episode.
Why? Was it worth it?
Right, internet. I can read.
I knew it was a book series. I knew for the longest time, like, people raved about this series.
There's like 11 of these things, isn't there?
There's at least 3.
There's a lot of these, apparently.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of these.
Yeah, like I said, there was a while where I could not go in a bookstore without it being like plastered in my face of like, oh, blah blah blah. You know, like it was like Artemis Fowl. Like I was like, okay, I think I was like, because it's like YA.
Yeah.
So and I was like, when it came out, I was not into YA whatsoever. So I just never appealed to me. But like again, I knew it was like huge. So
Disney wanted their own Harry Potter-like franchise in-house, and so they jumped in and bought the series very, very quickly. What we got? Hoo boy! All right.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be hard. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask this of you. This is gonna be difficult.
Ugh.
Jesse, what about this film, if you were a producer, would you pull out as some of the good stuff?
It's 90 minutes.
Fair. Okay, so we've got a tight run time. Did you like any of the cast?
No.
What? Okay, I will say
who's good
of the cast. We have Colin Farrell. We have
his 5 minutes of screen time.
We have Nonso Anozie, who I love.
All right.
I love him, and he's been in a lot of like good TV and everything recently. He was in Sweet Tooth as Big Man.
Yeah, that's right.
He's
I still haven't watched that. Yeah.
He's Obasanye's dad in Ted Lasso. Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Like and then Miss Dame Judi Dench. Why does she keep getting thrown in these shit roles? Because she is
Ugh.
so far and above these roles. Like, I
It's
love her so much, and she keeps doing these shit roles.
it's Disney money. Like, yeah, just take the money.
Th-
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Judi Dench hat trick, I think, of her playing a like ethereal lead character that's just out in the background, not doing anything for the plot. Because she did this in
Chronicles of
Chronicles of
Riddick.
Riddick,
Chronicles, yeah.
and then wasn't she in the Warcraft movie doing the same fucking thing?
No, that was Glenn Close. That was
Oh,
Glenn
Glenn
Close.
Close.
Glenn
I
Close,
get them
that's
mixed
right,
up.
that's right.
Okay, so we
I'm
need
sure
that.
there's another ethereal. Oh, I know, Cats.
Oh, God. I shit you not. I was at my piercer's today, and we were talking about Nightmare Fuel, and she's like, yeah, Cats. And I'm like, the movie. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that was Nightmare Fuel. Like,
Yeah,
literally not 2 hours ago, I was talking about this. What the hell?
yeah.
Release the butthole cut.
Yeah, years ago that was requested as a thing to fix on this show, and I think that Seth and I kind of went no, it just
I think that it was that request that made us go, let's only do good movies for the next couple seasons of Film Rescue.
yeah, and then here we are, Seth. Thanks.
Well, okay, let me explain why we're here. The I made a joke letterboxed review for this movie when it came out.
Oh my God, I read it.
I saw you like it. I still get notifications for that letterboxed review. It is the only one that still like once a week I will get this person liked this review, because listeners and watchers, I gave this movie 5 stars. Now it is explained why in the joke. If you have to go read the letterbox review. I don't want to ruin it in the episode, but we are here because for some reason I get a notification once a week and have to think about Artemis Fowl. So I've been thinking about Artemis Fowl for 4 years now. And I just need to get all this gunk out of my brain. Hope, you list a few of the cast members that you dug. Was there anything else in here that you're like, there is some good filmmaking? What is rescuable?
So, I didn't read the books, but I could tell there's a lot bigger plot line to these books than what's presented. Obviously, this definitely falls in the book was better, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, isn't the plot totally the opposite in the book? Like Artemis isn't even the main character in the book, isn't that true?
That's the biggest deviation here. Artemis Fowl in the first book and part of the second book, apparently, is the villain. Like, he's straight up the bad guy. He escapes at the end of the book by pulling the wool over their eyes. Like, the idea of the series was to watch a villain become a hero. And so the first book, he's the bad guy. We follow Holly more than him as the main character. He's just the bad guy.
I mean, that kind of plays because you see in the very beginning, they're like, this guy is stolen everything, like every prized treasure, like known to mankind, it seems like. He's a thief. They say he's a thief, but they're just like, oh no, it's just dad. It's fine. Like, what? No, like that I wanted to delve into more.
Right.
Of like, okay, how did he get into this? Why is he stealing this stuff? That like all this research, and why the hell is this master thief somehow into trolls and fairies? Like,
yeah, like that. I gotta jump into a giant negative here. Okay, so this kid, he's a super genius. He's a chess master. He's a brilliant mathematician, and yet he also believes in trolls and fairies. Can somebody please just shoot me in the goddamn head, because this is so fucking stupid. I need to get this shit out of my brain. This is so fucking dumb. I cannot fathom why.
Jesse, to bounce off of Seth with his review and to go off of what you're saying, I was looking also at Letterboxd, and our friend of the show, Oren Soffer, he also did a review.
Yeah. Oh, nice. What did he say?
And because before this, I was going to make a pun to intro the show. And then I looked at his review and I'm like, well, shit, now I can't because he already said it first.
Damn.
And I was
What
like,
did he say?
so I have to quote him. I'm citing my sources.
There you go.
Okay.
And it says 1 star, more like Artemis Fowl, because it's real bad.
Perfect. Succinct. I love
Thank you,
it.
Warren. Thank you. We'll tag you in the show notes.
Yeah. To answer your question, Jesse, in the book, it is presented as this thing where it's like he knows something you don't know, and you're supposed to think he's crazy for believing in this stuff until all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, this is like a Harry Potter. This is like Hellboy 2, I think, does this kind of scene really well.
Yeah, yeah.
The magic world is set in our world, but in places that you wouldn't see it unless you knew where to look for it. And because he's a master thief breaking into places that nobody knows about, he's got this information to believe in instead of it being this like. I think if we're going to switch into issues with the movie, one of my biggest issues is that they want this to feel like a giant magical world and not the backside of a coin. And I think even Harry Potter did so much better in making the magic world disappear into our world.
Well, also, they go to a castle that's completely disconnected from the real world. They go to a place that, like, so you get away with a lot more. When the magic appears in the real world, it's just kind of it's out of sight of human eyes, or it's something very small. It's the real world feels like the real world, and then it's like then it flips like, oh, there it is, and it eases you into it. This is just like, oh, slap. It's like it's just having like a pile of spaghetti slapped on your face. Like, yeah, it's magic, you fuck. It's like, it's so stupid. It's just, I have never gravitated towards YA really much. It's just not a genre that really works for me. It always feels so tame and sanitized and just I hate to use the term juvenile because it's essentially what it is, but it's just never something I've gravitated towards. I remember years ago when I was way younger, I read the first 3 Harry Potter books. And I got to the end of the 3rd one. I was like, okay, I'm noticing a pattern here. Then I realized, oh, they're all the same story. They're all the exact same book. It's always the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher that's the bad guy. No shit. Like, maybe delete that class from your schedule if that's a problem.
Right.
You go 7 years and you still have the same fucking issues. Maybe it's just this one thing. It's like, we're teaching bomb making this year. Oh, you sure that's okay? You sure that's okay?
But Jesse, if they took that class away, how would they become wizard cops later?
or here's a question: how would the story happen?
Right.
Yeah. So it's just a genre I just don't gravitate towards. I just don't care for it, no matter what it is. This Harry Potter, Hunger Games, I just don't care. It's just so tame to me.
Now I will say I read all the Harry Potter books. I was actually in England when the final book came out, so I got the British version.
Oh, nice.
That was
signed
also
by
weird.
the transphobic bitch herself.
No, I
Good.
I went to like a bookstore.
I feel like her signature decreases value of books now.
No, funny enough, I went to like a grocery store because like
they
and
sell
it was
them
at the
everywhere.
grocery store. Yeah.
Yeah, they sell them everywhere. Yeah.
But so I've read all the Harry Potter books. You know, I didn't really get into stuff, but there's a lot of like niche YA books I did get into growing up, and that were really good. I know one was like Deltora Quest was a really fun one. And it like look it up. They even did like an animated series on it.
Cool.
There's like it was like Alex. One of them was The Dark Materials. I loved that series of books.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the movie sucked, but then they came back and did the show, which was a lot better. So
I'll
I
approve
think
of that one because at least that story says God is dead. I'll approve of that one.
there's a couple. There was another one they did a movie about within the past 10 years or so. Like it was like Alex Storm or Storm Rider or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I read the books for that. But again, it was like something about like that type of genre. Like it's either a huge hit like Harry Potter or Twilight, or it fucking bombs. So there's like literally no in between with these like genre books. It's either takes off or it's this was even disowned by Disney. You can't even get it on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Isn't
it was
that
on.
crazy?
I thought this would be on Disney Plus. It was a Disney movie, and then I saw they
Yeah.
removed it from their streaming service. Like, wow, even they don't want it. Yeah, this is bad, man.
It's their Star Wars holiday special.
Yeah, it
That's funny.
has the same feel. It even looks the same. Like, just like, God, the CGI in this movie is just crap, dude.
Oh my god, that's
Oh, but this is just abhorrent for the budget of this. Like, what is the budget on this? 190 million.
125.
Oh, it's 125, but still, that's nothing to scoff at. My God, why does it look like crap?
For 100+ million, you should have real sets. You should have real props. There should be a art direction, right? Like,
Yeah,
I have to keep bringing up Harry Potter, but fuck, Harry Potter had art direction and real
Yeah.
sets and props and didn't
Yeah.
lean on the CGI. And
I'd
That was
argue that
also, I would say it was also the timing of it, just like how all three of us always go back to Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
That
they
was
came out
at the
concurrently.
cusp.
Yeah,
It was also at the cusp of good CGI versus
Yeah.
practicality. So like
Right.
they couldn't lean on all that CGI because it
Mhm.
was at that weird cusp of we can use it, but it's not there
Yeah.
quite yet. So I think that plays a part in it. Like the phrase, like a starving artist will do their greatest work, but once you give them money, they don't give a shit anymore. You know,
Right.
like
Mhm.
it's the same type of deal.
Yeah, give an artist a ton of comfort. Watch their motivation disappear.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's I feel like what it did it in was the Avatar movies. Not Last Airbender, but like the James Cameron Avatar movies. Like, oh, we can do all this shit with CGI. Look at all this. Like, and the movies are completely bland and uninteresting.
Mm-hmm.
Completely bland. Like, it's just, I mean, yeah, there's great CGI in them. It's like, look at this. We made realistic looking water. Hey, you can actually just go out to the river and just actually shoot water.
Right.
You could just make these Avatar movies for maybe a fourth of the budget for what you put on screen. And that's the thing you could say about this is that
You can
there's
go
a
to Disney and
yeah
go to Pandora Land.
yeah.
And
There-
it'll
there's
be
a
better.
there's a movie I like, and it's a pair of movies I pretty much. I mean, they're not great movies. They have a lot of problems. Was it Night Watch and Day Watch? They're Russian
yeah.
fantasy
yeah.
films. They're not great. They're okay.
Mhm.
They're directed
Cool.
by who's that guy? Timur Mambatov that did the Wanted film, based on the Martin Millar comic. Arguably his best movie. I wouldn't say he's a great filmmaker. He's done a lot of garbage. But Night Watch and Day Watch are interesting because they had this. It's the real world. It's Moscow. And what he
Mhm.
did was he just said, "Oh, we're just gonna just put all this stuff in here, but it still has real people wandering throughout. And there's innocent civilians get caught in the crossfire of this
Oh wow.
war between these multiple factions that have magic powers. Like there's vampires and there's changelings. That it feels more like a horror story.
Yeah.
Like Night Watch is like a
Yeah.
straight up horror movie. It's really creepy at times. Yeah,
It's
like
like-
that's how this should have been done. Make it realistic, ground it enough with the CGI bukkake splattered on my face. Like that's what just killed this thing. Like I said to Seth, this is Disney sanitization at its worst.
Mm.
Like just rip the fucking guts out of this thing,
Yeah.
and there is nothing but a husk left.
They sanitized out the whole crux of the series. Like the series, if you were to pick up an Artemis Fowl book, is pitching you the main character is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And then
The writer of the story called it Die Hard with fairies. Like, is there any Die Hard in this?
There could have been.
Yeah.
I think to finish up the stuff worth keeping, the plot point that I think is worth keeping within the story, because the story's not hard to do. This is
No.
discovering the magic.
It's a heist. It's just a heist movie. It's all it is.
Yeah. I think that having a magical creature held captive so you can question it about the magical world, I love that as an idea. That is a cool place to start from.
Yeah. Remember that movie Bright? Remember that piece of shit that we did years and years ago? Remember that piece of shit? It feels a lot like they should have done that. Like, give it some edge to it. I'm not saying Bright is a good movie at all.
The
It's
practical
never
effects are pretty dope though.
we're totally doing a sequel. We promise. They never did one. But yeah, I think something like that where they're trying to make it feel like it's a more realistic world. Something like that. That's a better way to do it. But that movie did it so blunt and heavy-handed. Like, fairy lives don't matter. Oh, just fuck off. Fuck you.
Well, do we have any other good notes before we switch into what made us vomit from our mouths, eyes, and asses while we watched?
There are moments where I think that there's some clever ideas, like the way in which what's her nuts? What's the main fairy?
Holly Short.
Holly, when they have to send her out of the city into the real world, they shoot her out through a lava tube. I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a clever idea. There's these little things where there's little nuggets where I'm like, yes, but it's a nugget inside a pile of elephant shit. It's like it's so hard to find these things because this movie's just generally just terrible.
Just these little bits and sequences that work. I like the time freeze. That was kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
I do. I like the time freeze. Not how it was executed, but I do like the time freeze.
As an idea. That's also an important part of the book because that's how he escapes at the end. He's so smart. He knows the time loophole so that he can use it for his own escape.
However, they also did that, I think, in Daywatch as well, and it's done way better there. Way better.
That's an interesting comparison because that is so adult.
And that was from like 15 years ago.
Yeah. That's so adult compared to this.
Yeah.
How would you want to see a time freeze executed, Hope? What's like?
So it seems like it's more mechanical than how I think it should be more like maybe magic based than mechanical. It seems like that was one thing I found very interesting. There's all these magical creatures, but they use like a technology base thing.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're going to lean into the magic, then lean into the magic, And then maybe that would have made more sense in the scenes with the time freezes of like, oh, it not working right. Because it's like, oh, well, we're losing power because our people are getting hit. Instead of, well, I threw an arrow at the mainframe and it's, like
why did that thing not go down like immediately? Just
that's my biggest thing. I think it's if they're gonna go for magic, lean heavy. Just lean heavy.
Why does this technological wonderland that lives down in the bowels of the earth somehow need magic? Like, but you're telling me that they need that shit? Seriously? Are you kidding?
Yeah, like are they master builders making all this stuff, or are they using magic to run their stuff instead of wants both? I got
vibes of was it Ant-Man 3 when they have that giant society that lives microscopically, and I'm like, where did this shit come from? Are you serious?
So since you read the book, can you give us like a little background? Did they explain that better in the book?
Yeah, how close or distant is this from source material?
See, the source material is less interested with describing this kind of stuff visually. Like it's very much character based. Like the Die Hard with Fairy things, it really reads that way. Where like you're kind of getting information from each of your characters that makes them feel like side characters. Like they really go out of their way to make space for Artemis to be a villain and a main character. So like if he's our Hans Gruber within this, whenever he's talking to, one of his men or communicating with a fairy or something like that, where that fairy's named and we understand where they come from, but the book's not really invested in explaining a lot of that to us. It's much more invested in like showing his cleverness within these like more relatable situations. So
it's Die Hard just from Hans Gruber's perspective mainly.
Yeah, kind of. But I think the movie's presentation here is that they have to make this world giant and magical so that kids want to be there.
Yeah.
And the books are much more like, I'm telling you a cool story with a cool plot, so you want to be one of the characters in this plot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the main problem, is that I think that with Disney being the shareholders on this one, that's really where it sucks, is that they're the wrong people to handle this.
you can see it inflated like a balloon in different places. Like when we first get underground, that shot looks like something out of Star Wars. Like that is
Yeah.
a Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith setup shot, and it's to make this look bigger and more interesting, but it's a boring Star Wars location again. Disney, like it's a drab brown walkway.
Get away from Tatooine.
Welcome back to Tatooine. Here we are again.
Fucking Tatooine.
It's
God, home of the sandstorm.
I thought magic was the thing here. We should have beautiful settings. You know what I mean? Like, why is everything so?
We have should be like Pandora. Like
like the philosophy of this movie is so ugly that they have a character that just eats dirt
and then shits it out immediately. And his name is Mulch. Like, just okay. Can I complain about Josh Gad for a second? Yeah. Can I complain about Josh Gad for a second? Fuck this guy. Seriously. Fuck. Why is this guy popular?
You've had the biggest
BFFs because he keeps casting him.
Yeah, I was about to say you've had the biggest beef with Josh Gad. Like,
yeah, Seth more than me. Yeah, I think that you really, really despise this guy a lot.
I have liked him before. I don't like his Disney stuff.
Yeah,
I love.
Was he in Beauty and the Beast as well? Was he?
I was just gonna say I loved him in Book of Mormon. That was like
that gets a pass because it's the South Park guys. That gets a pass.
I listen to that soundtrack constantly, and I hear Josh Gad constantly, and I was like, oh, I love it.
Did you guys hear Trey and Matt? Speaking of South Park, are making a animated film with Kendrick Lamar.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's like their next project. I'm so insanely excited.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't done a Book of Mormon film. I'm kind of shocked by that. I'm kind of surprised.
Dude, they won like 80 Tonys. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I know, but it's like, it's just interesting to me that they haven't attempted that. That's odd.
It is borderline unfilmable.
Yeah. It has to be a stage play.
Yeah, okay.
Right. I honestly, I think putting it to film would make it look racist by accident. Even if it was like 1-to-1, it would make it look racist by accident. It very much a product of its time.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
Although I guess if they change the setting, they don't have to go to Africa specifically.
Yeah, find something.
So I rewatched this for the first time since I had seen it for that Letterboxd review. And I had to stop in the middle, not even from like being bored, just from like not really being able to follow the plot scene to scene.
It was very sporadic.
Yeah.
Like it's
this feels like a 2.5 hour film that was chopped down to 90 minutes because they said, the movie sucks, shove it out of theaters.
Yeah.
You can always feel it. Yeah.
Like Colin Farrell feels like he was ripped out of the movie.
Oh God, yeah. Like I was like, what does he do for a living? What does he do? Like,
dude, not even my ADHD brain could keep up. I was like, huh?
Yeah. All the setup is gone. They just like chuck you in the middle of this. There's fairies and there's magic and there's trolls. It's like, fuck it, whatever. Okay.
I liken it to Pac-Man and the way he just like and moves through all, that's how they move through all of their lines as they're like explaining who this person is or what this important item is or what they're trying to do next. Like,
so Josh Gad's character is a visual metaphor for how the plot moves. Okay, just
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that it is so frustrating to watch a movie that is assuming so much out of you as an audience member and is so very much geared towards kids. It's like, I'm having a hard time tracking this as an adult. A kid is not going to have an easier time with this.
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about that Dark Tower movie that came out, where they sanitized the fuck out of it. Like they like ripped the fucking guts. Like all the entrails just been pulled, like all the character stuff, and they refocus the plot upon the kid Jack as opposed to on Roland's. It's like what, like, and not only that, like Roland's a fucking psychopathic murderer. The man's a sociopath. He murders a whole town, men, women, and children in the first book.
Jesus
and
Christ.
and it's like, this is the hero, and they turn it into a PG-13 Harry Potter with guns. Like, why did studios think this shit works?
They didn't make it a series though.
What this Artemis Fowl?
No, Dark Tower.
Oh yeah, they're trying to. Mike Flanagan has the rights directly now, and
No,
apparently
they did. I thought they did a Dark Tower series.
no, Amazon was trying to make a pilot that would be a prequel to the movie, and they didn't pick it up. But Mike Flanagan now has the rights directly to the Dark Tower. He bought them directly from Stephen King when the movie failed.
That's what I must be thinking of. That like it's in like
it's in development, but it's not his next project. He's finishing up The Life of Chuck, and then he's doing another movie after that, and then he's hopefully getting Dark Tower off the ground. Apparently, they're just having problems getting investors, because they're just like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck this is, because
you attach a dumpster fire like that last movie to the name, and then that has to get brought up in every meeting, right? It's like, well, the first Dark Tower didn't do very well. Are we sure we want to do this? And it's like, it's not the plot or the source material that's the issue here, guys.
Well, also the Dark Tower is just like, it's generally unfilmable. There's sections where it's like, yeah, how do you film this? Like Stephen King himself appears as a character in one of the books, and it's during the time when he got hit by the van. He recreates that whole sequence, and all the characters from the book rescue him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're gonna put Stephen King, who's like decrepit, like the Crypt Keeper, into one of the movies later on.
Digitally de-age him, baby.
Oh God, no! Don't, please. But yeah, or just have his son play him. That'd be funny. Just have Joe Hill come in and be like, yeah, play your dad. So
if, Ice Cube's son can do it, right?
Yeah. Oh, did you see that he admires the fact that he's a nepo baby? Fuck celebrities and block them right now.
There's different levels to nepotism too. Like I love people point out that like every plumber has a plumber and sons company, and that's nepotism, but nobody cares because they're pumping your shit, right?
Yeah.
Nepotism, when it comes to the arts, it's like, I mean, you get it, Jesse. What if your son got into gaffing? Is he a nepo baby? If he starts, because
I mean, that totally happens. Like, people that are not as skilled take jobs from people that generally are skilled. It is worth being pissed off about.
Yeah. It's if they're
earn your fucking way, you asshole.
If they're not skilled, absolutely, I agree with that. Let's talk pain points. What was your cringe out moment? What is the point of the movie where you were like, this is bad and I'm not going to enjoy this?
The moment when Artemis Fowl is talking with I can never remember her fucking name. Holly, yeah, and she's in the cage, and he just says, "Can I trust you?" And she's like, "Yes." And he just takes his glasses off right away, and I'm like, "Bitch, are you that dumb? You just met her. You are a chess master and a genius and a mathematician. Are you this stupid?"
He might be.
She could have just been like, "Nah, I got you now, motherfucker. Let me out of the cage and give me the thing I want." Also, by the way, what the fuck is the Aculos? What is this thing? It's never explained. What is this acorn shit? What? Just shove it up your ass, you fuck.
That's your
that's your sequel bait.
That's your Maltese Falcon, if you will.
Let me express how much I don't care. Fuck off! I hate you, Seth. I hate this one. This is the dumpster fire of the season.
Every single part of it is acidic and radioactive.
It's worse than the fucking Pripyat town center now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's radioactive everywhere.
Hope, how about you? What was a pain point moment for you? We can smooth over in our rewrite.
Oh gosh, a big thing is like there's like 50 subplots going, I feel.
Yeah.
And none of it, like the first time when you see Butler, I guess, and they're like, "Oh, well, Artemis can trust one person, and that's his bodyguard's niece, and then she literally does fuck all for the rest of the movie.
She disappears from the fucking movie and no one addresses it.
Again, like a whole entire subplot yanked out of the film.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then we have this whole like commander who's like being blackmailed, no setup and no resolution, just done. It's so like you set up, it's like there's like so many subplots, but they're dropped midway. There's no beginning or end. It's just like, well, here you go. And then we just walk away.
Mhm.
It's almost like the movie assumed they were getting a sequel so hard that they just started going, oh, we don't even have to write the rest of this. We can just pay this off later.
Yeah.
We'll just remember
Right.
to come back to this scene, right?
I can totally tell the Josh Gad, opening and ending in like this, what facility is he being held in? What is it? It's an MI6 holding location or something like that. You
I
can
don't even
tell
know, dude.
Basically.
it's an abandoned oil refinery. You can tell that was filmed just because they said, yeah, the movie doesn't make any sense. We need somebody to literally just sit down and explain this. Even though from a story perspective, it makes no sense why he knows all this stuff. He
Yeah.
barely was in the same room with Artemis Fowl ever.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense why he's telling this story. It's just, oh, well, we have Josh Gad for a day. Let's just film this. Literally him talking to the camera. Talking like, okay, come here, idiots. Let me explain. Let me explain this awful plot.
It's so egregious too to be like, okay, let me tell you the story. Let me back up to the point where I'm not in the story for the first 3 days. Explain other people's events to you for a second.
With things I was never present for. Let me explain to you. Now, I'm okay with giving a little artistic license every now and again. Like voiceover, it can patch up a hole in a story, or it can like drive the narrative, or it can add some cleverness to it, like Goodfellas. The voiceover in Goodfellas is great because it's them pointing out the operation that Ray Liotta is a part of.
Right.
And
But
it was also done in
it's
first person because Ray
Yeah.
Liotta is your key main character.
yeah,
That's
Josh
the point.
Gad
Yeah.
is
just some asshole.
he doesn't even know the kid until basically they break him out almost, like
Yeah.
it's like
He's just a
I don't-
dirty asshole.
Literally.
Right? Yeah, literally. I'm really stuck on the Die Hard with fairies thing. I feel like that is such a strong pitch to not see any of it in this movie. Like
Because
I
they
don't-
changed the
that's
perspective
what
of
I
the
want to
character.
see. Is
Yeah,
Die Hard
they-
with fairies.
Swapping perspective of the main character. By the way, isn't the main character in the book, Holly, isn't she actually not white? I've read up on there's apparently accusations of whitewashing and racism in this film.
Oh,
Is that true?
I don't remember.
You read the book. I didn't read it. So
Yeah, I don't remember offhand, but like it's written like a kid's book, so it explains what she looks like when we first meet her, and then doesn't really talk.
never
about
addresses it
it
again.
after that.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
Also,
oh,
she's a fairy.
Hermione. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of get away with a lot. It's fine. Yeah.
It's like Hermione in the books is so ill described that some people imagined her as like a curly-haired freckled ginger, and then other people were like, this is obviously a black woman that we're reading about.
Yeah, like
And
I've
it's
always
like-
said, yeah. I mean,
I
I've always
didn't know.
I've always had issues with people's complaints about a story's characters being like, "Oh, well, of course it's a cis white person." Like, I remember when it was a Yahtzee Croshaw. He put out a review, I think, of one of the Uncharted games, and he says, "Oh, look, another cis white man is our main character." Like, that's your complaint about Uncharted? Like, come on, man, just knock it off. That's not a complaint. That's you just bitching for the sake of bitching. Like, and just that one really just irked me. Like, is Nathan Drake the most dynamic character? No, it's not trying to be. It's not the point. So
The
what?
point of the game is the adventure and not the character. Like,
Yeah,
Coming from
Yeah.
Yahtzee, I'm curious if that was half sarcastic anyways. Like
I
not
don't
really
know.
a pain point.
Yeah, there's some times when he would do reviews where he would said his review of BioShock 1 was that he put out all these negative points about the game. It's like, oh, it's on rails all the time. There's not a lot of variety in the gameplay. And then he comes out in an interview later on and says, despite all his problems, it's still one of the best games of the year. Well, wait a minute, why didn't you say that? Come on,
He-
man.
He's known for being super negative. That's like his whole brand.
Yeah, I got a little tired of his stuff at some point. It's like, dude, knock it off.
Well, and
Coming
on the
from
things
the
that deserve it.
professional cynic.
That even I got sick of it. It's like even I got. It's like Jesus Christ, man. Jesus, knock it off. Like just say something positive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So let's pitch. I'm ready to roll over into the pitch.
Do the
because
book.
I
Do the
have a
book. Like I'm sorry, man. Like if the book is just Die Hard with fairies, why did you not do that?
Yeah, the book's a little more heisty. I would almost even. I like the idea of following Artemis as our Hans Gruber and seeing Die Hard almost shot for shot from another perspective. Like
Yeah.
I think that would be super. Like imagine if, Bruce Willis's character John McClane
Yeah.
is basically positioned as your villain, like
Mhm.
he's a horror villain stalker, right? Like he just
Yeah.
appears and
Yeah.
takes out your people,
Yeah.
and then calls you on the radio to make fun of you for it. That's a great like. You could honestly slot Artemis into either Hans Gruber or John McClane's position, and then
Mhm.
changing one thing makes him the villain in either position.
Yeah.
I
And
think that would-
it's interesting to see. I mean, you can do this, like swapping character perspective. Like there's what's the movie? Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Remember that?
I
Where
love
it's
that movie.
that's the perspective of is it I think it's the Tempest from
Mhm.
those two characters that are minor characters in the Tempest, but it's from their perspective. Or there's another
Right.
film called Prospero's Books that's also about the Tempest, but it's from the perspective of Prospero. Like you're seeing this story from another person's perspective, and you can do it. And Prospero's Books apparently got like I think it's got like 7 Oscar awards or something like that. It was huge.
Wow.
Wasn't
And
Kenneth Branagh in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern?
yes, he was. He was literally in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. Isn't he like side by side with Gary Oldman? Let's check
It's
that.
Tim Roth and Carrie Oldman are the leads.
Oh, I love Tim Roth.
Okay,
Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm misremembering.
let me check.
I just Branagh's done so much Shakespeare. I would be shocked.
That
find
he
out.
didn't.
Right.
Yeah, he's not in that. That's weird. Oh, he did Hamlet. He was in Hamlet. That's what it
I'm
was.
thinking of.
Oh.
Yeah, it's it was Gary Oldman and Tim Roth. That's who it was. Yeah.
Oh man,
that's
the
what-
tennis scene where they verbal spar on the tennis court. I love that too.
Oh god, that's great. But yeah, that's you can make this work. This character switch, this swap over. You can do it. It's just you just got to do it without Disney's oversight.
I'd almost want to do something bold and drop Artemis in the after 30-minute mark in the movie. Like we don't even meet him. We just meet the fairies
Yeah.
on their mission and kind of follow them like the heist team in Die Hard. We just follow them executing on their mission to great success until they hit Artemis Fowl, and then it's like, oh no, it's a Die Hard situation. We're stuck in here with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
There's-
that goes back to my point of like all the subplots. Like if
Yeah.
you drop it in like that, you can see like, oh, why is this commander like being blackmailed? Why is Commander Root doesn't literally do shit? Like what
Right.
what does Judi Dench's Commander Root actually do other than just sit there?
She gets
Like-
blackmailed.
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like I was like, if you're this high ranking thing, like position, just I don't know. That needs to be fixed.
No, yeah, I love what you're pointing out here because I'm imagining her in the FBI's position in Die Hard, where she comes in with like a helicopter and she's ready to take the situation over. We come to find out she's getting blackmailed in the background and like maybe even part of the escape plan. That could be so goofy
Mhm.
and fun. Just imagine Dame Judi Dench hanging out of an airplane with like a trench coat. It'd be so cool.
Or we
Have
could just
guns on the inside of the coat, just ready to fucking go.
Or if you wanted, you could just have Artemis not even in the movie. You have him just constantly referenced and like, where's Artemis Fowl? Like, we can't find him. He's that good at being sneaky and hiding.
Yeah,
You only ever hear him on the radio or something. There's remember in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, the person that they're trying to catch is a defected spy named Carla They never actually catch him, and you see him only from behind, and you see like his hand. Like, if that was the way we saw Artemis Fowl, like you barely ever saw him, and it's about him, that'd be interesting.
And it leaves some mystery. It gives some intrigue.
It makes it believable that this kid is this mastermind, because it's like, oh, we can't even see him at work within the plot. I love that idea.
The plot revolves around him, yet he's barely there. Like, that's how you get away with it. Unfortunately, the kids don't want to see that. That's the thing that kills this movie, is making it a kid's film. That's 100% what sinks the whole movie, is making it a fucking kids movie.
It is for kids. The book series is for kids, but I think
maybe that's just the problem with YA, is that it's just you're hindered.
It went too kiddish though, so I know what you're saying. It went too kiddish, because there's G, then there's PG, then there's PG-13. Like, if they like went PG-13 instead of G and PG, like that could have changed a whole lot,
Jesse, you're saying it's sanitized, and I agree. I think its tone is talking down to kids. It is not assuming that kids are intelligent and bright. And the reason kids would read a story about a 12-year-old criminal mastermind is because that's what they feel like sometimes. They feel like they're geniuses. And so I don't think the book has the tone that is like winking towards your audience as like babies first to being in on the joke. Like, we kind of get it, and we're going to kind of walk you through being in on the joke, and there's deeper things here that kids don't get because they don't know Die Hard yet. So this is, their first Die Hard. But that's not talking down to them. And this movie, I think, really talks down to the audience. Yes. It's really like, you're dumb, you're going to like big open, spaces and these like weird characters that we're not going to explain anything about. And we don't need to explain anything because kids are too dumb to get it anyways, so they'll just fill in the blanks themselves. And it's like, so you're relying on these kids to be a better storyteller than you. Yeah.
Or the fact that like you're looking down at kids and being like, oh, this is what kids really want. It's like, no, kids want adult stories that they can actually gravitate towards and connect with. Like, since it's Star Wars month, I'm gonna bring up Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
I was browsing through on like TikTok today, just as I woke up. I was like, I just want to sit here and just browse TikTok. And I came across multiple videos of people showing Empire Strikes Back, the "I am your father" scene to their kids. And they all had the same reaction, like, oh no. And then they also showed them funny bits from Jar Jar in Phantom Menace, and none of them laughed.
Yeah.
There it is. Like, when you literally are directly making things for kids, they don't react. Yeah. When you make stuff that a child would react to, then you have something that you can actually get the audience to feel engaged with. Like, a kid seeing Luke Skywalker realizing that Darth Vader is his dad is more engaging than Mr. Hutton Crunching. Like, it's a little more engaging.
Yeah, and think about like the twist in Die Hard doesn't really feel like a twist to us as grown-ups, right? Where it's like, we knew this was going to.
We kind of knew it was coming.
For a kid, for it to go from this is a kidnapping situation where I have to be worried about my life into, oh, this is actually a heist and nobody's lives are in danger. That could be really neat to like stumble upon as a kid. It would make you feel smart to be like, oh, I have figured out that it's not a kidnapping, it's a heist.
Yeah. It's this. I don't know why this was so difficult for Disney to do.
Right.
I don't get it.
I think we need to place our other characters within the plot. Like we got to, for as much as I hate him, we got to get Mulch Diggums in here. He is beloved in the book. He's supposed to be our Chewbacca, He's supposed to be our.
He's the way you get the Special Forces team into the mansion.
I honestly
because he literally digs through to get to the mansion and nobody follows him.
Yeah.
Where'd everybody go? Like, wasn't that why you hired him? It's like, send a team into the mansion and then just like track everybody down. But then when they get in there, they realize, oh God, there's traps everywhere. Oh God, he was ahead of us. He knew we were coming.
I like that.
There you go.
Yeah, Home Alone-ify it a little bit. That could really work.
Turn it into a saw. Chop the fairies in half. He's got like laser gates. He's like chopping them up like that laser grid in Resident Evil. That'd be awesome.
I mean,
losing
apparently
fairies, man.
Butler is like a fucking assassin or some shit. Have him murk some of these people. Like,
Yeah, like do something. Something. Just come on, man.
bring the niece back.
Yeah, bring the niece back. Let
Have her
her
be
do
like
something.
Arya in Game of Thrones and deliver that sneak attack final blow.
Oh my god.
Have her
on the-
pull up Puss in Boots where she looks so sweet and innocent, and then she starts attacking everybody.
Hell
I'm just
yeah.
a little kid. Boom.
Yeah, like it would be cool to not even venture into the magic world in the first movie. Like I feel like that is a second movie.
It
reveal.
needs a
God,
setup. It needs a setup.
Yeah.
Do like one movie, even if it is the magic world, have it just the fairies, just the magic world. Have Holly's dad be the focal point, that setup. Then the second movie could be Artemis Fowl with his setup. Have it just the humans, and then finally in the third they can cross over. And
Yeah.
like little hints, maybe like here or there in both movies, like, oh, it's leaking in, but then finally in the third it could be the crossover. But I feel like there's so much story that they're not even doing that could fill up these movies.
And instead it's time taken up with goofy jokes and trying to be more clever than the other person.
Shut the 4-leaf clover.
God.
Yeah, I could take a cranking up to like a close to PG-13. We can get away with some stuff with a close to PG-13. I like
if Star Wars can pull it off, so can this.
Yeah. Like Marvel movies are so sanitized at this point too. They're not quite as violent as they.
Well, they've been getting shit for that recently. That's why everyone stopped going. It's like that's why everyone just kind of said, "Yeah, we're done with this."
And that's why X-Men '97 is so fucking good.
They're killing everybody on that team, man.
I love it so much.
Jesus Christ, man. Well, apparently season 2 is not going to be as good because the creator of the show is now gone.
Flo DeMaio, he parted ways.
Season 2 is going to probably be because they can't. They don't have the same team. Great. Is Disney like to do that? Do they like to just shit can people that are actually creative?
I can only imagine that it's like a parting of ways based on not knowing what it's like to work with Disney and then getting through your first year and going, I don't want to do another year of this. Like, I get the feeling they promise a lot walking in the door, but the expectation is you turn into like a slave in the system, and just it's fucking Guardians of the Galaxy 3, right? Like they want.
Yeah, I shared that video to the other night, Seth, where it's like it's just Guardians 3, where it's about this big major mega corporation just eating up creative people and just it's exploiting them.
Bo posted, he was like, yeah, I had a 5-season plan.
Whoa.
He's like, he had an outline for 5 seasons, and he's like, well, you got one, sorry guys.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm glad you liked it, glad you love it. I had a plan.
Yeah.
Is the season done? Is it all out now?
No. The final episode. By the time this episode comes out, it'll have ended. But
okay. Yeah. So.
But for us in the present time stream, it's not quite there.
Yeah. I mean, also, again, back to Star Wars month. I was looking up George Lucas's original pitch for episodes 7, 8, and 9. I'm not saying it would have been great if he'd directed them because, hey, we saw the prequels, but the story he had, way better than what they came up with, man.
Yeah.
Way better.
Well, because George Lucas does pull a lot from, like, a lot of different things, like Metropolis, Akira Kurosawa, like Westerns.
Yeah.
Like, he has a good base of reference.
He was turning it into The Godfather. It was going to be the Godfather trilogy, basically. That's fucking cool. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. And then instead, what do we get? We get a carbon copy of the original trilogy, regurgitated, and everybody hates The Last Jedi, but honestly, it was the most creative of them.
Yeah. Like, it attempted something, something.
At least it tried more than the following one. The one that followed after. Jesus.
It's funny you bring up George Lucas. I was just talking about this with Devin the other day. That your film Rat Pack from that era, Lucas and Spielberg and Coppola. They got real big for being nerds, right?
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
liking lots of different stuff. And fast forward to where we are now. Say what you will about Kenneth Branagh, he's an excellent actor. As a director, he's not a nerd. He's not pumping his movies full of stuff that he loves and cares about.
He's
Mhm.
very calculated. He's good. He's very good. His Hamlet is fantastic, and he's
Right.
a very talented director, but
But
he's very by the book. Like,
yeah.
get this shot, get this coverage, get it done on time, get it in under budget.
Yeah.
It's like, but he's not adventurous as a filmmaker.
Exactly. And if you're going to do a Thor or a Artemis Fowl, you have to have that George Lucas, Steven Spielberg background of like, what kind of B stuff did we like back in the 50s?
Yeah. His
You know what I
excuse
mean?
as to why there's canted angles in the first Thor movie is like, well, that's what I remember comic books being like when I was a kid. It's like, that's not really a reason to do it. It just got really annoying after a certain
Yeah.
point.
Honestly, I'm shocked we haven't revisited Ang Lee's style from the Hulk movie that he did, because like the
That movie has
started-
aged so much better, dude.
Right?
compared to the junk we get now. Oh man, the early 2000s was a wild time. Not saying all of those were good, but there was some little gems
Yeah.
in there. It's like, I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
kind of like the 2003 movie. I hate the design of the Hulk. He looks like Shrek, but overall, it's an interesting movie. It's got a lot of stuff I'd like. I'd like to do a two whatevers on that at some point.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I definitely do a two whatevers on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can just kind of see all of this is trying to look like Star Wars and that kind of stuff. And so it's crazy to me that they bring people in that would just sanitize instead of adding more weirdness. Like imagine Del Toro's Artemis Fowl.
Oh god, it'd be
Oh,
so
yeah.
awesome. Dude,
Right?
Oh yeah.
yeah, like, and there's another example of like chucking people out the door. Like his third Hellboy movie never got made. Like they just, that's a fucking crime. And the one that we're currently getting apparently is just like an ash can movie. They're just doing it to maintain property rights. It's
Yeah.
not a. It's like it's from our good buddies at Millennium Films. It's like we know what it's gonna be. Like they just took all the art of that series and they just ripped it out.
Yeah.
It's just, God, man.
Yeah.
It's a depressing time in film right now, and I feel like the thing that started it, ironically, was the MCU. I think that the MCU really hit a point where it just became about pumping out this crap. Like I acknowledge that there's problems with the later Harry Potter movies, but at least they look good. They function pretty well. There's some great scenes.
Yeah.
Whereas with the current state of the MCU and just current state of 90% of films in general that come out of the studio system, they're just the same crap.
Yeah.
It's just like this film is down, like film production across the world right now is down 40%.
Wow.
Like they've realized, oh,
That's
we don't
pivot.
have to put in a ton of effort. We can just pump out the same shit. They're re-releasing movies in theaters now because they're like, yeah, you'll eat this same slop. Eat up, you pigs. It's just gone to a point where, and also all the strikes that happened last year didn't pay off. Everybody's out of work, and AI is now being used to make films or to make filmmaking easier. Everything everybody fought for was pointless. Yeah.
And I've been seeing so many things about how like they're doing nothing but like remakes, like remake,
Yeah.
which is great for your show, Jesse. But
Have content for years.
but at the
God damn
same
it.
time, like I don't want a remake of some of this stuff. Like when
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's like a photo of Tom Holland dressed as Alexander Delarge from Clockwork Orange, and they're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
I literally had a panic attack."
Yeah.
Like for you viewers out there, I have a Clockwork Orange tattoo on me. Like I met Malcolm McDowell. I love him. I literally broke down and had a panic attack when
Yeah.
I saw it. Thankfully, it was just like a rumor, ruse, whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, if they do this,
Yeah.
there has to be some end. Like, yes, I know there's a lot of like storylines that aren't as original anymore, but you can take a spin on it. Don't
Yeah.
just carbon copy something.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in the case of like A Clockwork Orange or the stuff that comes off of like really important literature for us.
I mean, I could
Mhm.
see readapting it as like a TV show, something like like Westworld the film compared to Westworld the show.
Yeah.
Like it
Right.
expanded upon it. Like I could see a TV show of A Clockwork Orange because they did cut a lot from the book for content reasons and for pacing. I can
Yeah,
understand that.
I don't think that's a perfect example of something that they should expand on, because it was just one novel and the novel's
It's
actually
true.
not that large.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying though.
Yeah,
Like
like a mini series.
Or yeah, a miniseries, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
or
something
like a
small and
perfect
contained.
example going back to Star Wars, like the prequels were fine, but when they did the Clone Wars TV show,
Yeah.
blew it away.
Yeah.
Blew
Yeah.
it away, you
Well,
know.
Clone Wars is basically meant to explain how Anakin's not a raving psychopath. We swear he's a nice guy. We promise. We promise he's not a murderer, even though you saw him murder the Sand People in episode 2. How many war crimes is he guilty of at this point, Seth? How many?
I mean, I only listed 3 in my video, but it's
There's
definitely
about 20 of them, I think.
definitely more than that.
I mean,
Yeah.
Chopper's still the worst one, just saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does have the most kills. He does have the most kills.
there is a higher ceiling in this universe.
That's fair, and it is the psychopathic robot.
we love
That we
Chopper.
all love.
Yeah.
Well, and
Anyways,
it
back to
makes-
Artemis Fowl. Like
it
that's
makes-
what it. That's getting back to this shit. Like I just feel like that's where this is. It's just a byproduct of this time that we're in, where pump out the same shit. Everyone's a moron. We don't give a fuck anymore. Just give us your fucking money, you goddamn pigs. Like, and everyone's like, oh, why are people not going to the movies? 1, nobody has any money. Everybody's broke. 2, it's all the same shit coming out. And 3, nobody gives a fuck anymore because everyone's trying to earn. It is trying to spend more time making a living than actually living.
Mm.
And that's where I'm
True.
kind of at. Like I've seen 2 movies in theaters this year. 2.
I
Wow.
It's the end. We're in the middle of May.
Yeah, I'd say about the same. I saw Monkey Man
Yeah.
and okay, it didn't come out this year, but I saw it this year was Zone of Interest.
Yeah.
Those are
Ooh,
the
yeah.
because I needed to see that in theaters. Like I felt like I needed to see
Yeah.
that.
How about that last 10 minutes, huh? Was that as harrowing as I told you?
But
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm the same way. Like I'm like I see all these films coming out, and I'm like I have to rent out all the rooms in my house just to barely make a living on top
Yeah.
of overtime and work and everything else. Like
Yeah. Nobody has time. Nobody has money. And yet this is the crap we're being spoon fed. Thank you.
Yeah. It's like if you hold this movie up next to Hellboy 2, I think is the closest one in my mind of what it is to execute on this idea. Hellboy
Yes.
2 really, I think, killed it. And
Yeah.
it's like walking up to like
Agreed.
a fresh New York pizza pie in Hellboy 2, and you're like, damn, I'm ready for dinner. And then you look over at Artemis Fowl and it's a Lunchable. And it's like, this is still food, man. Don't complain about your dinner here.
No,
It's
it's not a really good New York pizza pie. It's a Bowley's pizza. Just nothing but grease slathered on top, and just it's technically food, yes,
It's that,
but you don't want to eat it.
that square cafeteria pizza with the cube pepperoni.
Oh God!
it's 90% grease, 10% cheese, and then I don't know what the fuck else is there.
Right.
And again, and I think it's mainly just it's American films that are doing this. I mean, outside of America, production, on films there's much more creativity. They watch their budgets. They take care of
Oh my
their
God,
investors.
Look at Korea's films.
Oh
out
God,
there.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because the industry is not just an industry; it is an art form. Like
Mhm.
France, Britain, Denmark. Like they give a shit. Italy, they care about their production teams. They care about the products they put out. Yeah, there's crap. I mean, there's dumb romantic comedies. Like that happens in every business. You have to do some just make some stuff that's just to make a little money and then move on. That's where they put the money into good stuff. In America, it's just the same shit being pumped out, and like compared to like the food we eat. The food we eat in America is filled with hormones and steroids and this extra junk loaded with sugar and sodium. You
High
look at all the
fructose
stuff that's
corn syrup.
over in Europe or in Japan. Like a lot of that stuff is outlawed because it's horrible for you. That's like the food we eat, the media we consume is reflected in
Josh
crap like
Gad's
this.
mouth and Artemis Fowl.
Yeah, Josh Gad is the visual representation of what it means to be an American.
Pull that jaw open wide and eat your shit, kids.
Eat up, you fucking pig.
Thanks for watching Film Rescue.
Yes, thanks for watching Film
we
Rescue.
really love
Free Palestine. God.
Yeah. This has been. Thank you guys for doing this episode. This is the last bad one of our recurring seasonal Film Rescue show.
I remember you requested this at the beginning of the season, and we swapped it out for one thing, and that went away, and then we put it back on. And I was like, oh god damn it.
I tried, I tried to get it away from us, but it was time to face down the Artemis fowl of we needed to prove that even as recently as 2020, Disney was putting out absolute dog shit. Like,
yeah. We'll see what happens with the MCU from here on, because, I mean, who knows?
Justice for Beau DeMaio.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what they do with that stuff? I mean, apparently they're restricting productions now. They're cutting back on productions. They're not releasing as many films or shows. Like, good. Doesn't mean they're going to be good, though. So,
well, and their other big problem is every time they put out something, it is not a sequel to anything else. It is brand new characters, brand new actors, brand new stakes, brand new storylines, brand new things for you to get involved in. And then you're not going to see these people for fuck all the next decade.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to care? Like, you brought up how good the last couple Harry Potter movies are. Think about all the like will of the audience that was behind it. That's like, I'm invested in these characters. I'm invested in these storylines. We have
8 movies in. Like,
we have been switching it up every single time. Not that we haven't gotten new characters in, and not that we haven't gone to new places, but the main core line is still there, and there's no core through line of the new phases of the MCU. Even like phase 1 and 2 was, we're going to release your Avengers, and then all the Avengers get a sequel.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Of course we were invested by the time we got to Endgame. Now here we are in phase 4, and it's like, when's the last time you've seen the Eternals?
Yeah. Hey, has that Shang-Chi script been written for the sequel yet?
Yeah.
Like, what was the point of all this shit, man? What was the point of saying, we did a lot of actual martial arts in Shang-Chi 1? You digitally covered over all of it.
The point was, I got a Morris plushie, and I love it.
I'll forgive that then.
And see, like, I like the movie as it is. Why are we not getting a sequel to it? Instead, we're just getting like here's the Thunderbolts, the thing you didn't ask for, because Dark Avengers sounds like 2016 Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's hard to care about things when they keep taking away the thing that you care about.
It's all good, Seth. I'm sure they'll clean up that thing in the middle of the ocean pretty soon. I promise they'll get to it.
that has to be the plot of that Dark Avengers movie, right? They're gonna pull vibranium or adamantium or something.
I heard the rumor. We're way off topic at this point, but whatever. Who gives a shit?
It's the end of the episode. Thanks for
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit about this movie. Whatever. So I heard the rumor was that was it the Tiamat, the thing that's in the ocean? Apparently they find adamantium in that thing, and that's your in to getting to the X-Men.
So Deadpool's going to bring adamantium into the MCU.
I mean, who knows?
He is the Jesus of MCU. Apparently.
He is the Jesus of the MCU. Yeah.
I love, that movie's going to be excellent. Most likely, I'm really scared for everything that comes after it, because
I just want them to promise me my blowjob popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
At least they. But here's the thing: they had to go R-rated, because if they didn't go R-rated, everyone would have just been like, "Yeah, we're not going to watch."
Yeah,
they tried doing that with that PG-13 Deadpool, and it was awful.
I really am curious what those conversations looked like. If that was a like long drawn out like, no, we can't do this. Yes, we can. Or if it was a very immediate like.
Well, they pointed out in the trailer, it's like, they can't snort cocaine.
We can talk about it, but we can't.
We can talk about it, but we can't show it. Although I don't think he ever did snort. Oh no, he did. He smashes the cocaine on his face and then snorts it through the mask. Yeah. Okay, it's really good. But that's where we're at. The Disney, any filmmaker out there, please stop sanitizing your shit. I'm gonna bring this up, and I hate the fact that I'm gonna say this. I will give Zack Snyder the tiniest bit of credit for trying to do adult superhero films. The smallest bit.
It's a good
He
influence.
failed, but compared to the direct of the
Yeah.
MCU that we got at the time, it's like maybe he was making a point. Does this stuff always have to be for fucking kids?
Yeah.
Well, that's why
Alan Moore did this with Watchmen. You can do this
Yeah.
stuff for adults. It's possible.
That's why I appreciate like TV shows like The Boys and Invincible.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Oh boy,
Oh,
season
dude.
4. Oh, that is gonna be so fucking awesome.
Speaking of Clockwork Orange, anytime Milk comes up in The Boys, I'm like, that's right. We know why.
Oh god, when he got under the cow udder, Jesus fucking Christ. My god.
Yep.
None of that's in the comics, by the way. Speaking of like diverting from source material, they're so off book at this point.
It
Oh,
feels
yeah.
like it could be in the comics, though.
It feels like it could be in the comics, but they are
it's
way,
off
way away.
base, but it's off base in a good way.
Yeah, because there's stuff in the comics where I'm like, no. Very post 9/11, we can get away from this. We don't need to do that.
Yeah, I'm glad we haven't done rapey X-Men. I'm glad we skipped
Yeah,
that.
I don't
God.
need to see Butcher beating a baby superhero to death with a baseball bat. I don't
Yeah.
need to see that. God
Yeah,
damn
I'll
it.
skip. I'll pass.
Yeah. So
Well, this has been a fun one. I really appreciate you guys jumping in on Artemis Fowl. Die Hard with Fairies. Yep, easy pitch. They pitched it themselves. We didn't even have to do that.
yeah,
Right.
like just do the book. Like stop getting away from your material. You know, like it's okay if you want to divert for a purpose, but if you're just gonna do it because the kids might not show up, then you're in it for the wrong reasons.
There's a reason it was a best-selling book to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, how do you fuck this up? Like how do you fuck this up? It's amazing to me. Or maybe just Kenneth Branagh just didn't care. Maybe just like it's just a contract thing. I just don't fucking care. Maybe that's why it's all CGI. He just like, oh, I have to put in effort. Fuck it, CGI the whole thing. I don't give a shit.
Well,
I'm going back to my trailer. Call me when you need me.
Imagine if the screenplay that he got was for like a 2-hour plus movie, and he filmed all of that, and then when it got to the editor, it was like, oh, this has to get turned into sanitized Disney movie now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's like, well, wait a second. I made like a Shakespearean thing about this genius child villain. And they're like, nah, we need you to make him the good guy. This is going to confuse the kids. We can't have the kids looking up to a villain.
I believe that a bit more than, yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, kids love Boba Fett, who murders basically anybody that gets in his way.
Right. We love Boba Fett because jetpack. Let's be
Because jetpack. Crawled his way out of that Sarlacc pit. He's all good.
because jetpack. Yeah, we won't be doing any more of these YAs.
Yeah, these
This
are
is
off
the
the
last
table.
one.
No more of these. Please, no
Don't-
more.
No Hunger Games. No, we're not doing a Songbird, whatever that one was.
I watched the first Hunger Games recently, just on a request of my friend Margaret, and she was like, "It's a really, really good movie. You wouldn't watch it." I watched it. I hated it. Not only because I just hated it because it was so poorly made. Like it is a lot of like super close ups, and there's like no establishing shots. The plot is so just drawn out, and it's just like I get it.
You want to
Like-
watch Hunger Games?
Squid Game,
No.
Battle Royale.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah,
Battle
Battle Royale
Royale,
is the way.
baby.
But again,
watch
Battle
that.
Royale is smart enough to make the whole movie about the game. That's Hunger Games' issue is there's too much like pre-set up before you get into the because the game's the coolest part of the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why they made that like a linchpin in each successive movie.
yeah. You don't need to put everything in to make the movie good.
Yeah, no, you don't have to have everything, but you have to have something. And I think we need like a director program where we can bring in someone that loves Artemis Fowl as a fan, and then pair them with Kenneth Branagh and be like, "You're both equally powered. You have to make your decisions together. Defer to Kenneth for the filmmaking, but you have to listen to this Artemis Fowl fan to make sure that we're getting shit."
Right.
We need a program like that, especially for adaptations. New
Yeah.
stuff is different, right? Like if you're doing the spiritual successor to Artemis Fowl, you can kind of do whatever you want. Sounds like it might be a little bit like Night Watch and Day Watch.
I'd recommend go watch those if you want to see how you do magic in the real world correctly.
Hell yeah. Well, let's wrap this up. Thank you both for being here. This has been the Film Rescue Show. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel below if you're watching, or if you're listening, you can subscribe within the app that you're on. Spotify, Apple Music, Google. What else do we do?
All the things.
All the things.
iHeartRadio. I think I got us on iHeartRadio.
Think we're there too, yeah.
Hell yeah. If you want to do anything to support us, we do have a Patreon that you can check out, patreon.com/JaguarSharksNetwork. And we have merch as well. Both of these are linked down in the description, wherever you're listening. Jesse, Hope, thank you so much for suffering through a YA for me. I had a good time with you guys, regardless of the bad movie.
You're welcome.
You're lucky I loved your review.
Yeah. You're welcome. But seriously, fuck you.
It was all for the review, and I received that. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Good
night.